Close your eyes and imagine walking through a bustling marketplace thousands of years ago. The air is thick with the scent of spices, dried herbs and wood smoke. Healers, men and women alike, lean over clay jars filled with powders, roots and resins. Their voices rise and fall, trading recipes, offering charms, whispering promises of healing. These were the doctors of the ancient world. No white coats, no pharmacies, only the plants beneath their feet, and the knowledge passed down like sacred fire. Let's start along the Nile. The year is 1500 BC. A soldier limps into a tent, his leg torn open from battle. Instead of bandages, the healer smears golden honey across the wound, and then something stranger, crumbled moldy bread. To our modern ears, that sounds like disaster. But the Egyptians believed honey sealed the wound, keeping out infection, while the mysterious mold added another layer of magic. Centuries later, the Greeks copied the same practice. And when scientists finally looked back, they realized honey is antibacterial, and that mold may have been an early cousin of penicillin. Isn't it wild that something so odd may have saved lives long before we had medicine as we know it? Now, let's leave the desert sands and cross into ancient India. Imagine a quiet evening, the flicker of oil lamps casting shadows as an Ayurvedic healer prepares a tonic. Into a pot of warm red wine, he drops the earthy root of ashwagandha. He stirs, adds a pinch of cinnamon, and hands the cup to a weary traveler. "Drink," he says, "and you will sleep deeply, your strength will return." This was no casual bedtime tea. It was medicine for warriors, kings, and the exhausted. Ashwagandha is still known today for calming anxiety and restoring vitality. But too much could make one dizzy, even sick. The ancients knew balance was everything nature could heal, but it could also humble. Our journey takes us next to a shaded grove where a Greek healer, perhaps even Hippocrates himself, slices strips of bark from a white willow tree. A woman sits beside him, her forehead slick with fever. He brews the bark into a bitter tea, urging her to sip slowly. Across the world in China, healers were making the same brew for the same reasons. Pain, fever, headaches. They didn't know the name salicin. They didn't know it would one day be refined into aspirin. They only knew the tree carried medicine in its skin. Centuries later, in a tiny village in medieval Europe, a mother gathers blue cornflowers from the fields. Her child has eyes red and sore from smoke and dust. She crushes the petals, steeps them in boiling water, lets the liquid cool, and gently washes the child's eyes. "It will clear your sight," she whispers. Whether from science or from faith, the child blinks and smiles. Today we know cornflower has mild anti-inflammatory properties. A gentle comfort, though not the cure the villagers once believed. Let's move to the green jungles of Mesoamerica. Here, the Mayans treat cacao not as sweet dessert, but as bitter medicine. Warriors drink it whipped with fiery chili peppers before battle. The tonic burns the tongue, fills the chest with heat, and sharpens the mind. To them, cacao was divine food of the gods, a gift to fuel the body and stir the spirit. But too much, taken too fast, could sicken the stomach. Once again, the ancients walked a fine line between remedy and ruin. As night falls, a different kind of remedy rises, the smoke of mugwort. In both ancient China and medieval Europe, healers burned the silvery leaves before bed. They believed the smoke carried protection, warding off evil and guiding the dreamer into visions of prophecy. Some swore the herb opened the mind to deeper truths. Modern dreamers still use it today, though it comes with warnings. Mugwort belongs to the ragweed family, and those sensitive might find the cure worse than the curse. Finally, picture a warrior returning from battle in the forests of North America. His wound bleeds heavily, and yet the healer does not panic. She reaches for yarrow, a plant she knows as soldier's woundwort. She crushes its feathery leaves into a green paste and presses it against the cut. Slowly the bleeding stops. For her people, yarrow was not just a plant, it was life-saving. But even this hero's herb carried dangers. Used too often, or during pregnancy, it could harm instead of heal. So what do we learn? Traveling through these ancient remedies, that medicine was never separate from story. Each plant carried not only chemicals, but meaning. Honey was divine sweetness. Willow was the whisper of the gods. Cacao was the fire of warriors. Healing wasn't just about the body. It was about spirit, culture, and belief. And even now, when you sip tea for a headache, rub aloe on a burn, or stir honey into warm water, you're echoing those ancient hands, reaching across time, across civilizations, to touch the same remedies that once healed kings, mothers, children, and warriors. So tell me, if you lived in those times, which of these ancient cures would you trust enough to try? If you enjoyed this journey through the medicine of our ancestors, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned, because the earth still has many secrets to tell.